Hey, what's going on, humans? Hopefully you're having a good day. I know I am, and right now we'll be taking a look at something very special. This is a little review of my custom World of Halo scale Silver Team. Let's get into it. Now, Silver Team. What the heck is Silver Team? Well, in the Halo TV show that's on Paramount Plus, Silver Team is pretty much Blue Team just in a new canon. So, Silver Timeline is that TV show, if you didn't know. Halo TV show was in a separate timeline, so Silver Team is pretty much John's Blue Team. It consists of Master Chief, John-117 himself, Vannak-134, Riz-028, and Kai-125. And yeah, I said it, these are custom figures that I did all myself. So I'll go over the process of each and every one of them. Some are a little bit the same, pretty much the same, or different. But yeah, I'll just explain everything, what I did. So let's get on to the origins of this project. So, just laying around, just pretty much not doing anything for the moment. And I decided, you know what, watching this TV show, I kind of have my thoughts on it. Some good, a lot not great. Yeah, it's a weird space to be. I will admit that. But also, as far as like the characters, suit designs, I will say this, for the TV show, I would watch it because it's a nice, I guess you call it Halo eye candy, to see it on a big budget scale. And to see the Spartans in action, see like how things move, seeing Warthogs, Marines, everything. It's one thing, but as far as the story, it's, that's all I'm gonna say. So, anyway, how the origins of these guys came about. So, I was interested in, because I do like the Spartan designs for the team of Silver Team. So, what I did was, originally, and I probably should have these figures next to me. So originally I took some bodies, did some, I guess you'd call them kit bashes, and kind of mixed them together to create the different Spartans. So, well, let's start off with John. The articulation on these guys are all but the same, it's just appearance has been changed. So here's Master Chief, and this is how I did him up. So the Silver Timeline Master Chief in the TV show is in much darker, very, very dark green compared to any of the other Chiefs we've seen. I think like the darkest colored Master Chief we've ever gotten as far as the main canon timeline is, I would say Halo 4 or Halo 5 Master Chief. But yeah, so for this one, I kind of, I took a Master Chief because, at this point, Jazzwares releases so many for the World of Halo scale, it's not even funny. But basically what I did was I gave him a flat black base coat to start off, and then I used a dark green, which I will say Chief did prove to be challenging, because he did have, the green was just, I had to put on multiple layers of the green, like wait for it to dry, then add on to it just to get it right, just enough. And I will say that, and I had this feeling about all of them, is that they didn't really pop out to me or look like Silver Team, like from the show, until I add the weathering effect on them. So I used I put on the flat black base coat on all of them. For Chief, I just slapped on the green, kept layering on the green till it would stay and wait for it to dry. And then I did the silver brushing, dry brushing on over his body, everywhere. Mainly left the feet black. I left the visor alone. And then I did paint on the 117 using on this one I used a pencil. I got it, this is how I got it on the first look. Not the greatest, but I was like, you know what, I got it right there, I'm not going to mess it up. I don't want to mess this up, I really don't. So, yeah, this is Chief from Silver Team, the team's leader, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much what I did with him. So, moving on. We're going to go over to Riz-028. So this is Spartan Riz. She would be, I guess, the more on the tech side of things. Now, her weapons of choice, if you have not seen the TV show, she does dual-wield magnums. However, we don't have any sort of small weapons in this scale, like human weapons. Like magnums, we don't really have magnums for the World of Halo character. So she did use a plasma pistol in, I think, the first episode. And, you know, they were kind of, well, honestly, Kai should have this one. But, yeah, so I just kind of gave her some Covenant weapons as just a little standby. So, what I did for this custom, I took the Mark 7 helmet off the white Mark 7 Spartan, took that helmet, slapped it on this. This is a Master Chief. All three of the Silver Team are using Master Chief bodies because originally I was going to take the Mark 7 Spartan, the Mark 5B Spartan, the blue one, and the, what's it called? The EOD Spartan. I was just going to take those three bodies, paint them, and then boom, that would have been Silver Team. But then as I was looking at the photos again, before I go into it, I was like, oh crap. These guys are pretty much all have Mark 5, Mark 6 armor as far as the chests go, with the exception of Vanick, who does have like pipes going across his chest. So other than that, there's subtle differences between them, between Chief's armor, but they're pretty much marks. They're pretty much all wearing Mark 6. Like the shoulder pads are the same, and Chief will just have to stay back there for now. So I went ahead and just took off the heads and took the pegs out and swapped some of the pegs over for Vannak and Riz. Kai's was pretty easy to do. It just slipped off and put it on the Chief body. So they're all using Chief bodies. And so for Riz, what I did is the same process that I did for all three of these guys. So what I did with their, you know, just the flat black base coat, and then I took the weathering, which is called, I don't know, I forgot the name of the paint I used. It's Tester's Acrylics that did the dry brushing on the effect on these guys for the body, and it turned out better than I even thought, because in the flat with the base coat on, it just wasn't going to look right. But then, when I started dry brushing, I was like, oh crap, this is really coming together. So, actually, no, I did the base coat, did that, and then I put on the respective colors. Riz, I had to make this color, I had to mix red and orange just to get it right, just enough. Riz has sort of it's a little bit more orange. It's like an orange-red, almost kind of like a shiny-ish rust color, so for her visor and the accents on the armor. Also did paint them on the back of her legs. Still see some of the green that's left over from Chief. And I did have to paint over her 028. But yeah, the Riz came out pretty good. I'm actually proud with this. The only thing I wish is that I could find a piece to get a backpack and like get the antennas popping out, because I think she deals in communications. But yeah, that's Riz. And then here we have Vannak-134, the tank of the team. So what I did with him is I took the EOD Spartan helmet off, and then I put it on the Chief body, which certain angles you won't be like right there. You'll tell like the neck is like really too long. It's because that the peg on the inside is just not enough space. So certain angles it doesn't look that good, but I'll probably have to shave that down or hollow out the helmet maybe. But from certain angles you can't really tell until you start maybe turning to the side. But as far as face down, it looks okay. I'm slightly alright with it a little bit, because it gives Vannak a little bit more height, because he is a walking tank. So flat black base coat, and then he has pretty much this gold bronze on his armor. So that's the color I went with him. I found some gold, a type of gold, and it actually works. And then I just painted the visor, which was a little difficult, but I was able to get it done. And yeah, so he will use Vannack's weapon of choice usually is a DMR without the scope, which I think it was firing an automatic in the first episode. So don't really have the only DMR we have is for Fred. I'm not really going to mod that one because I want that to stay with Fred. But so I just gave him a commando rifle for the time being. So yeah, that's pretty much my Vannak. I mean, it turned out really good. I may have to come back and do like some mods to the chest, maybe add like those two pipes going across. And then last but not least, here we have Kai-125. So Kai, who I think might be, other than Chief, might be my favorite of Silver Team. I don't know. I just like Kai very much. I don't know why. Don't ask. Anyway, so for Kai, what I did is I took the Mark 5B helmet and put it on Chief body. The bodies are pretty much similar since they both came out early in the line, so it was an easy swap. So I have no problem with this. Flat black base coat. I added the blue. Now Kai's blue is more of like a sort of tealish turquoise, almost. It almost looks metallic in the show. This is a little too blue. Too much of a nice blue, like almost Thomas the Tank Engine blue. But I actually think it kind of looks nice. I kind of wish it was just about right, almost. And originally I did wanted to use a Mark 7 helmet for Kai because Kai and Riz's helmets are, if they're kind of similar, almost the same looking. Like they kind of remind me of Recon helmets, but they're not Recons, so they just have subtle differences with them. So I don't know how that would look with whatchamacallit, I don't know. We'll have to see for the future. But yeah, she is the team sniper, so, well, yeah, she's pretty much Linda in this regard. But I guess that's alright. I wouldn't mind Silver Team, like, actually existing in core canon. I wouldn't have a problem with them. It would just have to be Vannak leading Riz and Kai, or whoever they want to be the leader. But yeah, and I did draw on them, and of course I had to freehandly draw the numbers on. I made many mistakes doing that. I think had to get the white, because John, it was easy, not really easy. It was just the first one, and then boom, it came off, no problem. Well, it didn't come off, excuse me. I just wrote it down. It was there. It kind of grew on me. Let's see. Riz was a little bit difficult. Well, it's funny because Riz, I added a 2-5, which I was thinking about Kai's number, but I had the 0 right, thank God. So then what I had to do was kind of fill in the rest of the white and then put 2 dots in it to make it look like an 8. So yeah, that's a little secret. And then for Vanick, his 3 was a little messed up, so I had to put the black dot. I had to put 2 streaks going across, mainly at the bottom, just to get it looking like a 3. But, yeah. So, Silver Team, the articulation is the same on these guys. Nothing else has been modded with them. Well, maybe Kai, so that way she can, like, hold the sniper and just cut the index finger free from the rest of the hand. But other than that, that will do it for this. This was just something different to show on the channel. Get some Halo content back up there, even though I have a bunch of new Halo stuff to show. But yeah, this is the custom World of Halo skill of Silver Team. So, something different. Hopefully you guys like the video. Hopefully you enjoy it. Maybe inspire you to do your own customs. I don't know. But other than that, you humans have fun. Take it easy. See you in the next one.
Yeah.